You know, there's something that happens when you reach a certain age that nobody really talks about openly, and that's the moment when you start looking in the mirror and wondering if the person staring back at you is really who you thought you'd become at this stage of life. Maybe you've felt it too, that mix of pride for all you've accomplished and concern about what lies ahead, especially when it comes to your health and independence. If you're watching this and you're over 65, or perhaps you're caring for someone who is, I want you to know that what you're feeling is completely normal, and more importantly, you have far more control over your future than you might think. Today, we're going to talk about 5 powerful health habits that aren't just about adding years to your life, but about adding life to your years, and I promise you that every single one of these is something you can start implementing today, regardless of where you're starting from. This isn't about becoming a marathon runner overnight or completely overhauling your entire lifestyle. It's about small, manageable changes that compound over time to create remarkable results. And I've seen these work for countless people who thought it was too late to make a difference in their health journey. The first truth we need to address is something that affects nearly every senior I've ever spoken with, and that's the gradual loss of muscle mass and strength that begins happening in our 40s and accelerates as we age. You might have noticed that tasks that used to be effortless, like carrying groceries, getting up from a chair without using your hands, or climbing a flight of stairs, now require more effort than they used to. This isn't just about vanity or looking a certain way. It's about maintaining your independence and quality of life for years to come. The medical term for this is sarcopenia, and while it sounds scary, the beautiful thing is that muscle tissue is remarkably responsive to resistance training, even well into your 80s and 90s. The practical solution here isn't complicated, but it does require consistency. You need to challenge your muscles regularly with some form of resistance. This doesn't mean you need to join a gym or lift heavy weights, although if that appeals to you, fantastic. But it does mean incorporating movements that work against gravity or resistance into your routine. Simple bodyweight exercises like wall push-ups, sitting and standing from a chair without using your hands, or using resistance bands while watching television can make a profound difference. Start with just 5 minutes every other day, focusing on major muscle groups like your legs, arms, and core. The key is progressive overload, which simply means gradually making the exercises slightly more challenging as you get stronger, maybe adding one more repetition, holding a position a few seconds longer, or using a slightly stronger resistance band. Your muscles don't know how old you are. They only know how you're asking them to work, and when you consistently ask them to work, they respond by getting stronger, which translates directly into better balance, reduced fall risk, and maintained independence. The second reality that many seniors face is the gradual decline in cardiovascular fitness, which can leave you feeling winded after activities that used to be routine. You might find yourself avoiding certain activities because you're worried about getting out of breath, or you might notice that your energy levels aren't what they used to be. Here's what's happening. As we age, our heart becomes less efficient at pumping blood. Our blood vessels may stiffen slightly, and our lung capacity can decrease. But here's the encouraging news. Your cardiovascular system is incredibly adaptable, and even modest improvements in aerobic fitness can have dramatic effects on how you feel day to day. The solution is to find ways to gently elevate your heart rate on a regular basis, and this doesn't have to mean running or high-impact exercise. Walking is perhaps the most underrated form of cardiovascular exercise, especially if you focus on gradually increasing either the duration, the pace, or the terrain. If you're just starting out, even a 10-minute walk around the block is beneficial. Swimming or water aerobics are excellent options because water supports your joints while providing resistance. Dancing, whether it's in a class or just moving to music in your living room, combines cardiovascular benefits with joy and social connection. Gardening, cleaning house, or playing with grandchildren can all contribute to your cardiovascular fitness if done with intention and energy. The goal is to reach a point where you're breathing more deeply but can still carry on a conversation. That's the sweet spot for building endurance without overexerting yourself. Start with whatever feels manageable, even if it's just 5 minutes, and add a minute or two each week. Your heart will adapt and grow stronger, your circulation will improve, and you'll find that daily activities become easier and more enjoyable. Let me ask you something, and I want you to really think about this. When was the last time you had a day without any aches or pains? For many seniors, chronic pain or stiffness has become so common that it feels normal, but it doesn't have to be your reality. The third truth we need to discuss is that flexibility and mobility naturally decrease with age, but this isn't just about being able to touch your toes. It's about being able to reach into high cabinets, look over your shoulder while driving, get dressed without strain, and move through your daily activities with ease and confidence. Stiff joints and tight muscles don't just cause discomfort, they can lead to compensatory movement patterns that create additional problems down the line. The wonderful news is that flexibility can be improved at any age with gentle, consistent stretching and movement. You don't need to become a yoga master, but incorporating simple stretches into your daily routine can make an enormous difference in how you feel. Focus on the areas that tend to tighten with age: your neck and shoulders, your hips, your hamstrings, and your ankles. Simple neck rolls while sitting in your chair, gentle shoulder shrugs and arm circles, seated or standing hip circles, and calf stretches can all be done throughout the day. Consider this. Every time you watch television, you could do some gentle stretches during commercial breaks or even during the show. When you're waiting for your coffee to brew or your food to heat up, that's a perfect time for a few stretches. The key is consistency rather than intensity. Holding stretches for about 15 to 30 seconds and breathing deeply while you stretch. Tai Chi or gentle yoga classes specifically designed for seniors can be incredibly beneficial, combining stretching with balance training and social interaction. If classes aren't accessible to you, there are excellent online resources designed specifically for seniors. Remember, every degree of increased flexibility you gain is a victory, and your body will reward you with less pain, better posture, and greater ease of movement. Now, I want to share something with you, and if you're finding this helpful so far, I'd love to hear from you in the comments about which of these habits resonates most with you, or perhaps which one you're already doing. Your experiences and insights help create a community where we can all learn from each other, and there's something powerful about knowing you're not alone in this journey. The fourth truth we need to address might surprise you because it's not about physical exercise at all, but it's just as crucial for adding healthy years to your life: the quality of your sleep. You might have noticed that sleep isn't quite the same as it used to be. Perhaps you're waking up more frequently during the night, finding it harder to fall asleep, or waking up earlier than you'd like. Many people assume that needing less sleep or having disrupted sleep is just a normal part of aging, but the truth is that quality sleep is absolutely essential for healing, memory consolidation, immune function, and overall well-being at every age. Poor sleep doesn't just make you tired. It can affect your balance, your mood, your cognitive function, and even your immune system's ability to fight off illness. The good news is that there are many practical strategies you can implement to improve your sleep quality. First, consider your sleep environment. Is your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet? Heavy curtains or an eye mask can block out light, and a fan or white noise machine can mask disruptive sounds. Your mattress and pillows should support you comfortably. If you're waking up with aches and pains, it might be time to evaluate whether your sleep surface is serving you well. Establish a consistent bedtime routine that signals to your body that it's time to wind down. This might include reading a book, listening to calming music, doing some gentle stretches, or practicing relaxation techniques. Try to avoid screens for at least an hour before bedtime, as the blue light can interfere with your body's natural sleep-wake cycle. If you're taking medications, talk to your doctor about whether any of them might be affecting your sleep, and be mindful of caffeine intake, especially in the afternoon and evening. Some people find that a warm bath or shower before bed helps them relax, while others benefit from keeping a journal to write down any worries or thoughts that might otherwise keep them awake. If you find yourself lying awake at night, don't just lie there becoming frustrated. Get up and do a quiet, non-stimulating activity until you feel sleepy again. Remember, the goal isn't necessarily to sleep like you did when you were younger, but to get restorative sleep that allows you to wake up feeling refreshed and ready for the day. The fifth habit that can truly add years to your life is one that often gets overlooked in discussions about senior health, but it's absolutely critical: maintaining strong social connections and mental engagement. You might have experienced the profound impact that loneliness or isolation can have on your overall well-being, especially if you've lost friends or family members, retired from work, or found that your social circle has naturally contracted over the years. Research consistently shows that social isolation and loneliness can have health effects equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. It affects your immune system, increases inflammation, raises blood pressure, and can contribute to depression and cognitive decline. But here's the empowering part. You have the ability to build and maintain meaningful connections and keep your mind sharp through intentional choices and activities. This doesn't mean you need to become a social butterfly or pretend to enjoy activities that don't interest you, but it does mean finding ways to connect with others and challenge your mind regularly. Consider volunteering for causes that matter to you. Not only does this provide social interaction and a sense of purpose, but it also gives you the opportunity to share your wisdom and experience with others. Look into community centers, libraries, or faith organizations that offer activities or classes for seniors. Book clubs, crafting groups, gardening clubs, or walking groups can provide regular social contact around shared interests. Technology can also be a wonderful tool for maintaining connections. Video calls with family members, online communities centered around your hobbies or interests, or even social media can help you stay connected to people who matter to you. For mental engagement, challenge yourself to learn something new regularly. This could be a new hobby, a musical instrument, a language, or even just doing crossword puzzles or Sudoku. Read books that interest you, watch documentaries, or take online courses about subjects you've always been curious about. The key is to keep your mind active and engaged, because mental stimulation helps build cognitive reserve, which can help protect against age-related cognitive decline. If mobility or transportation is an issue, don't let that stop you. Many communities have senior transportation services, and there are countless ways to stay socially and mentally engaged from home through phone calls, online activities, or having people visit you. As we near the end of our time together, I want to address something that's probably on your mind. You might be thinking that these habits sound good in theory, but wondering if it's really possible to make these changes at your stage of life, or whether starting now will really make a difference. Let me tell you something with absolute certainty. It is never too late to invest in your health and well-being. Your body and mind have a remarkable capacity to respond positively to good choices, regardless of your starting point. I've seen people in their 70s and 80s make changes that not only improved their quality of life, but literally extended their healthy years. The secret isn't in making dramatic, overwhelming changes all at once, but in choosing one or two habits to focus on and building them slowly and consistently. Maybe you start with a 5-minute walk every day, or perhaps you begin with some simple stretches while watching your morning news. Maybe you reach out to reconnect with an old friend, or you decide to prioritize your sleep by creating a more restful bedtime routine. The most important step is the first one, and then the next one, and then the one after that. Each of these habits supports and enhances the others. Better sleep gives you more energy for physical activity. Physical activity improves your sleep quality. Social connections provide motivation for self-care, and all of these together contribute to a sense of purpose and well-being that makes every day more meaningful. I want you to remember something as you consider these habits. You have already proven your resilience and adaptability by living through decades of change, challenges, and transitions. You've weathered storms, celebrated joys, learned from mistakes, and accumulated a lifetime of wisdom and experience. The same strength that brought you through all of those experiences is still within you, ready to support you in making choices that will enhance your remaining years. These 5 habits, building and maintaining muscle strength, keeping your cardiovascular system healthy, preserving and improving your flexibility and mobility, prioritizing quality sleep, and nurturing social connections and mental engagement, aren't just about adding years to your life, though they certainly can do that. They're about ensuring that those years are filled with vitality, independence, joy, and purpose. They're about being able to play with your grandchildren, travel to places you want to see, pursue hobbies and interests that bring you satisfaction, and maintain the dignity and autonomy that allow you to live life on your own terms for as long as possible. Before we close, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 5 habits speaks to you most strongly right now? Is there one that you're already working on, or one that you think would make the biggest difference in your life? Maybe you have tips or experiences to share with others who are on this same journey. Your voice and your story matter, and they can inspire and encourage others who might be watching this video and wondering if they can really make positive changes in their health. If this video has been helpful to you, please give it a thumbs up. It helps other people find this content when they're searching for practical advice about healthy aging. And if you'd like to see more videos like this one, focused on empowering seniors with practical, evidence-based advice for living your best life, please subscribe to the channel and ring that notification bell so you'll be the first to know when new content is available. Thank you for watching and subscribing.